Welcome back into Cougar Sports Saturday here on KSL News Radio. It's BYU football game day. Mitch Harper and Kyle Ireland with you. Take you all the way up to 3 o'clock, and then we'll get pregame started, extended pregame at 6 o'clock for the Cougs and the Cardinal. And one of the top guys on BYU's defensive line this season is outside edge rusher Logan Lutui, a senior defensive end who had a really impactful game in week one, and he looks to build on that here tonight against Stanford. Here's my conversation with Logan Lutui here on KSL. Logan, initial thoughts first off on the Stanford Cardinal offense and maybe the challenges that they pose going up against Cardinal.
Yeah, looking at their offense this past weekend and today, we know that we're going to be in for a dogfight. They are physical up front. They want to establish their physicality right off the bat, so we're looking forward to that. We have prided ourselves in stopping the run this season, so we're going to be up to the test this season, this game and this week. So that's what we've noticed first and foremost right off the bat when we watch film is they want to get their run game going and they want to turn it into a battle.
The physicality, though, that kind of feels like you like that. You guys kind of like that game too. I mean, you guys are a physical defense. That was one of the, as Jay Hill noted, one of the cleanest first games that he's ever been a part of. Physicality, you guys embrace that, I assume.
Yeah. We love the game of, I'll just put it here. The first thing that we look for is stopping the run, and that's being physical up front, dominating your one-on-ones, and that's something that's instilled to us each and every day, especially on these Tuesdays, full padded practices. It's as close to live as you'll get during the week before Saturday. So, yeah, we embrace the physicality, and we love it when it turns into a dogfight.
Tuesdays, you guys go full pads. Do you go any other days with full pads?
No, just Tuesdays. Tuesdays is our full padded days, and we call them our bloody Tuesdays. Yeah.
How would you assess what today was like then?
Today was a great bloody Tuesday. The boys were flying around. There was a lot of hitting today, so everybody was up to par with what we wanted. And yeah, there were some mistakes, but we expect that on the first day of the week. Looking for tomorrow to clean it up, and as we continue throughout the week to Saturday to polish up our game plan and our technique for this week.
2 tackles and 1 tackle for loss for you in that win over Portland State. I know individual stats aren't probably the key thing for you, but just individually for yourself, how did you feel? Areas that you want to improve? I don't even know if that's something you even ask after a game where there's not much to nitpick, but what are the coaches telling you guys?
They want us to double down on our technique. I think that's what's going to set us apart as we continue on with this season and play better and better opponents, and I think that's what's going to keep us seeing the success that we want to see is doubling down on our technique, making sure we're playing with the right fundamentals, and that's something that I want to continue to look to hone down on. So yeah.
Senior season for you. How are you kind of enjoying maybe this final ride that back in the winter, I don't know did you expect to have this other opportunity in 2025?
Yeah. I'm excited for this season. It's been fun throughout this off season, and to get back in Lavelle Edwards Stadium this past weekend, and like that feeling is always it's always insane anytime you walk in there on a Saturday night with the fan base that we have. So it's something that never gets old, and that I'm going to miss when I'm done playing here, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of the season though.
Why the number changed to 7?
There actually isn't really much reason. I just was talking with the equipment manager, and he was telling me some open numbers. I'm like, yeah, I'll go with a single digit this year, and this was open, so I just took it.
Oh yeah, I mean for an outside edge, wearing a single digit, that's pretty crisp. That looks really good.
Yeah, hopefully it makes me look slimmer out there.
Well, Logan, how do you feel like the defensive line after that first game performed? I mean, you saw Brody Schoonover, Viliami Puha, Keanu Tanavasa, JT. I mean, it was really productive by you guys, along with doubling down on technique. What else can this defensive line show this year?
I think that one was just a good confidence builder because, like you said, Bodie and Vil, they haven't had too many reps this past season, so that was just showing them that we can play. They can play on Saturday nights and be really successful and dominant. And no matter the opponent, the way that we played on Saturday is something that you could be proud of. And as we get into this next week, where we're playing an offense that wants to be physical, it's going to be a good test for us. And I don't think anybody's shying away from that, and we're all looking forward to it.
What can you tell us about your cousin, Ephraim Asiata? He switched over to Sam linebacker. Just maybe how he is as a player. I mean, we saw a glimpse. I mean, he plays with so much violence out there on the field, but what he can become now that he's over that Sam linebacker spot.
Yeah, more than just violent. I know Ephraim is one of the smarter players we have on our defense. He's able to grasp concepts pretty easily, and when he gets on the field, he just flips the switch. He just gets that killer mentality, and that's something that you want in all football players. And he's somebody that we know that we can count on to, get the juice going. He's going to be physical every play, and he's just going to be making a lot of plays this season and in his future.
Is there much difference between the Sam and the OE, your spot? And I bring that up because Ephraim kind of switched between those spots.
Mm-hmm. Sam is a lot more of a linebacker position. With the OE, it's a little bit of a hybrid, but more of a defensive end position. So we're on the line more often, not dropping back as much as the Sam. And the Sam linebackers are a little bit quicker and lighter than us, so they play to the field side where they could cover more ground than we would probably not want to be in the position to do. So
And then last couple things here for you, Logan. Stanford, you brought up the physicality. They like to eat up the clock, too. They had some drives, 3 drives last 2 weeks ago against Hawaii where they had more than 10 plays. The importance of getting off on third down.
Yeah. Like I said before, the importance of getting on third down starts off with that first and second down, and that starts with stopping the run, keeping them away from those sticks, and forcing them to those third and longs that they're going to have to pass the ball, and that's when we're going to be able to just get off the quarterback, send the packages that we have that will confuse the quarterbacks, and that's what we want on those third downs. And as long as we keep them out of those third and shorts where they aren't just running the ball and chewing up the clock, I think we'll be in a good position.
Last thing, what's your routine for these late night kicks? What do you do at the team hotel?
That's a good one. I usually just be watching football, all the games. We kind of have already a set routine for us where they wake us up, we do some things, and when it starts at 8 o'clock, we come back to the facility and do our walkthroughs here and go back to the hotel. But most of the time, we're just hanging around with our teammates. Just take a nap, talk to family, and then when it gets closer, we just start to dial in and focus up to game day or game time.
Well, Logan, great start to the season. Looking forward to more in your senior campaign, and best of luck this week.
Thank you so much.
That's Logan Lutui, outside edge rusher for BYU. Senior season. Medical redshirt. Gave him a chance to play an extra season here at BYU. It's pretty cool. He goes around the stadium with his son. They do the high fives with the fans, and he's with his little boy. And pretty cool stuff seeing Logan Lutui take off and become an impactful player along this BYU defensive front. I mean, he's been in Jay Hill's defense for years, dating back to his time at Weber State before he transferred over to BYU. But it's the Cougs and the Cardinal tonight, 8:15 kick here on KSL News Radio. And, as you look at this matchup a little bit further, Kyle, BYU comes into the game, and I think that they're clearly the better football team, and it's trending up. Even the line has improved to where BYU is a 20.5-point favorite. But, Frank Reich and Stanford, they're looking to, make a splash and have a successful season. This was interim coach Frank Reich on Stanford's strengths and weaknesses, or strengths on offense and defense as a team.
I think on offense, obviously, we ran the football well. I think we need to be better there, and I think we will be. I think we left some yards on the field. And I thought we did a good job of protecting the football. We had the one turnover, but overall, I thought the ball security was good. Obviously, we have to make a whole lot of improvement on the pass game, but I think up front, running the football, blocking, I think there were some good signs. And then defensively, I was really encouraged with how we played the pass. We knew Hawaii was a pass-first team, and you just don't really know until you get in the game. And I was really happy with how our, even though we were banged up in the secondary, I was really happy with how we played coverage. And then we still had 4 sacks, and they're a team that gets the ball out quick. They were a team that got the ball out quick. We were still able to get 4 sacks, still able to hold them to 5 yards an attempt, 5+ yards, 5 point something an attempt. So I think that was the strength in week 1.
Yeah, and one of those strengths was Micah Ford, who carried the ball 26 times for 113 yards and a score against Hawaii in their opener in week 0. But a week off for the Cardinal coming into Provo, Mitch. And, you've got this BYU squad who he clearly has a lot of respect for and even called them an NFL-like defense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have not looked as much at their offense, more when I was just watching the game live because of when it was on and we were able to watch it live. But, obviously as an offensive coach, I've been focused more on their defense. But no, they're going to obviously a dynamic run game. And like you said, with the quarterback being involved in the run game and the play pass and getting him on the move, he's a good athlete. So you're going to get him on the move and got a lot of stuff, a lot of action going on. So certainly respect. Really, this is a very well-coached team. You can see that. They're a good football team. Their schemes are very sound. Defensively, I feel like I'm watching an NFL defense with everything they do. I mean, they do a little bit of everything. They're multiple in every way. Their pressure package is quite sophisticated. A lot of stuff you see at the NFL level, and they do a good job of executing it.
Stanford interim coach Frank Reich. That's kind of a nice tip of the cap to Jay Hill to say that when he watches BYU, it's NFL-like. Now, maybe he's just buttering BYU up. The opponent's just saying, oh, man, they're so amazing. They look so good. And behind the scenes, it's like, they're not good. We're going to terrorize them. I don't think that. I mean, BYU really is a good defense. They are. But sometimes you always got to look at these quotes from coaches and say, like, oh, yeah, like, my gosh, they're the greatest defense I've ever seen on film. Like sometimes just hyping up the opponent, making them feel good. But behind closed doors, they're going to try to find ways.
Well, you think
to
about
attack.
it, Mitch. This is a guy who played quarterback in the NFL, was a 2-time head coach, and was an offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl. So really impressive stuff. We're up against it. We're going to take a quick timeout. On the other side, we'll do 3 and Out on Cougar Sports Saturday.